Hello everyone, my name is Lori Matiaras. I'm a TCT Social Science at Kendra Vidyalaya Imphal number 2. Today I'm going to teach a topic from the class 7, chapter number 1, and the name of the chapter is On Equality. So let's start this chapter. So we are going to begin with the introduction. Okay, the first point of the introduction is India is a democratic country. Yes, India is a democratic country because here the leaders are elected by the people. Okay, what are the principles of the democracy are being followed in our country? Then second point, in the previous year we look at the key elements of the democratic government. Okay, second point and the third point is related, so let me read together. Okay, this include the people's participation, the resolution of the conflict, and the equality and justice. Okay, so in the previous year, that means in the class 6, you have learned about the elements of the democratic government, which include the people's participation, okay, in the government, or maybe in the resolution of the conflict, and equality and the justice. Okay, we have learned that in the class 6. And out of that, the fourth point saying that equality is the key feature of the democracy and influence all aspects of its functioning. So equality is very important in the democracy. But in point number 1, as mentioned in point number 1, they said that India is a democratic country. So equality is very important in our country. So let's go in detail about it is equality. Okay, now let's go it. So we're going to begin with one story about the equality. Look at here. People are standing in queue. Okay, they are standing for giving vote in the election. Here there is a one lady, she is a teacher, and there is a one trader here, another one. Here is a one student also here, and this is the main. Okay, this lady going to play the main role in our story. Her name is Kanta. Okay, and she is a helper. Okay, household helper, and here is the Sujata. Okay, she is also a helper. But on the day of the election, what happens is that everyone is standing on the queue. Okay, even the trader is also standing in the queue, teacher, then the landlord, student, then the helper, okay, domestic worker, all they are standing in the queue, and it seems like an equality is there. Okay, and when they're going to cast their vote, okay, that time also their vote are going to be count same. That means the domestic helper, okay, vote is also be counted as a one. The trader vote also going to be counted as a one. Okay, there is no difference in the rich or poor. Okay, every vote are going to be counted same. So it bring the equality, and this kind of equality we going to be said as a political equality. Okay, so there is a political equality. So they cast their vote, but after that what happened is, let's see, after that, after casting the vote, the rich people, they went to their home by the vehicle, but Sujata and Kanta, okay, they came back to their home by foot. Then when they this Kanta, she is a Kanta. Okay, this one is the Kanta, the main role of this our story. When the Kanta reached her home, she found that her daughter is sick, and she said to her daughter that tomorrow I will take the advance from my landlord, and when on the next day when Kanta was going for the walk, he just see her surrounding that it is very dirty. Okay, and she just thought that because of it is dirty, my daughter is getting sick every time. After finishing the walk, okay, after finishing her daily walk, Kanta asks for the advance, okay, for the treatment of her daughter, and the lady gives the advance, but one that if she asks advance regularly, then it's going to be very difficult. But Kanta promised that she will not going to ask advance next time. Then after taking the advance, Kanta take her daughter to the hospital. Okay, here it is the hospital OPD, and during that at the hospital, she found that there are a lot of people. They all are standing in the queue. Okay, and Kanta was wondering that yesterday during the time of election, everyone is standing, every rich, poor, student, okay, teacher, then the landlord, then domestic worker, all are standing. But here in the hospital, only the poor people are standing. So she was wondering that whether the rich people also stay like this at hospital, okay, or not. So from this story, we came to know that there is a political equality in our country, but there is a lack in the other equality. Okay, so what are the other equality? Let's see in detail. First, we will learn about it at political equality. Okay, so equal right to vote. In a democratic country like India, all adults, irrespective of what religion they belong to, how much educated they have had, what caste they are, or whether they are rich or poor, are allowed to vote. This is called universal adult franchise and is an essential aspect of all democracies. Okay, so in a democratic country like India, every person get what right to vote. That we call as a universal adult franchise. If every person who attained the age of 18, okay, if you belongs to this Muslim, or you belongs to the Hindu, you belongs to the high caste or low caste, it does not matter. Every person who attained the age of the 18 will going to get what right to vote. That is the universal adult franchise. The idea of universal adult franchise is based on the idea of equality, because it is thought that every adult in the country, irrespective of their weight, wealth, and community she or he belongs to, has one vote. That means every person going to get voting right, and in the same time, okay, then when they cast the vote, the value of the cast is going to be same. Every person, okay, one person, one vote. Every person going to have the equal vote. Okay, that is equal value. That is we call as that universal adult franchise. Then what about the other kinds of equality? Okay, one of the most common form of inequality in India is the caste system. Okay, when we go to that other form of the equality, one of the inequality. Okay, here we are going to talk about the inequality. This one. Okay, one of the most common form of the inequality in our country is the caste system. That is the caste system. Dalit is a term that the so-called lower caste used to address themselves. Dalit means broken, and by using this word, lower castes are pointing to how they were and continue to be and seriously discriminated against. Okay, Dalit is Dalit represent the lower caste. Okay, and in our Indian society, they were being discriminated because they are belongs to the lower caste, and they are discriminated by the high caste people. And here we have the story of the one person, that is Om Prakash Valmiki. He described okay, in his autobiography Juthan, that how he was being discriminated during his school days. Okay, Om Prakash Valmiki, a famous Dalit writer, in his autobiography Juthan, he writes, "I had to sit away from the other in the class, and that too on the floor. The mat ran out before reaching the spot I sat on. Sometime I would have to sit away behind everybody, right near the door. Sometimes they would beat me without any reason." Okay, so during his school time, Om Prakash Valmiki was being discriminated by the other student because he belongs to the Dalit community. Okay, because he belongs to the lower caste people. Okay, he was being made to be sit outside the classroom or sometimes behind everyone. That is the kind of the discrimination he faced. Another story is also there in your NCERT book. That is a story of the Mr. and Mrs. Ansari. Okay, let me read this story, and I think it is very easy to understand the story. Okay, so let's start the story. It is another story it is a story about the Mr. and Mrs. Ansari, who were looking to rent an apartment in the city. So they are looking for the apartment. They had the money, and so paying the rent was no problem. They went to the property dealer for help to find a place. The dealer informed them that he knew about quite a few apartments that were available for rent. So they visited to this property dealer. Okay, and the property dealer also said that he knows some area, okay, some apartment where they can get a rent. They visited the first apartment, and Ansari liked it very much and decided to take it. However, when the landlady found out their names, she made an excuse about how she could not be rent the house to someone who ate meat. Okay, meat, because the building did not have any non-vegetarian residents. Both Ansari and the property dealer were surprised to hear this because they could smell fish being cooked in the neighbor house. So the owner of the landlady of that apartment said that she will not give that apartment to the Mr. and Mrs. Ansari because they are non-vegetarian. But actually in the neighborhood there is a what? Fish was being cooked, and they smell the this curry of the fish. Smell the fish curry. Okay, but what happened is that landlady actually did not want to give the apartment to the Mr. and Mrs. Ansari because they belongs to the low caste. The same excuse were repeated in the second and the third apartment. Finally, the property dealer, this one is a very important one, okay. Finally, the property dealer told them that they might want to change their name and call themselves Mr. and Mrs. Kumar. Okay. The property dealer advising to the Mr. and Mrs. Ansari that you change your name. Okay, you call your name as the Mr. and Mrs. Kumar. Then you can get apartment very easily. Otherwise, it's going to be very difficult. But Mr. and Mrs. Ansari, they stuck that they said that they will not going to change their name. Okay, and that they're going to be look for the other places. Let's see. The Ansari were reluctant to do this and decided to look some more. It took a whole month of looking at apartment before they found a landlady who was willing to give them a place on rent. Okay, so it took around 1 month because people are refusing them to give the rent because of the main reason is only they belong to the low caste. So here from these two story of the dead Balmiki and another one story of Mr. and Mrs. Ansari, we came to know that how the people are being discriminated, okay, in our country. Now let's come to the next topic, that is the recognizing dignity. Okay, if you are discriminated, then what you have to do? In this topic we are going to learn. You have understood by now that the caste we are born into, the religion we practice, the caste background we come from, whether we are male or female, these are often the things that determine why some people are treated unequally. Okay, when the person are treated unequally, their dignity is violated. The dignity of both Om Prakash Balmiki and Ansari were violated because of the way in which they were treated. Yes, of course, their dignity are violated. If you read that part of the Om Prakash Balmiki, he was been made to sit behind everyone or outside the classroom because he belongs to the Dalit. Or when we read about it, that part, a story about Ansari. Okay, Ansaris, they are not getting the rain because they belong to the low caste. In both story, their dignity are violated. Om Prakash and the Ansaris do not deserve to be treated like this. They deserve the same respect and dignity as anyone else. Not only Om Prakash and Ansari, everyone, okay, should be treated equally. Okay, everyone should be deserve the same respect. Everyone deserves the same respect. Okay, we should not treat other people because of their caste or their economic background. Okay, we should be treat everyone same. Now let's come to the equality in Indian democracy. Okay, so if there is a violation, then the what the Indian government are doing, whether there is any law in our constitution or in Indian democracy, or what should we do? Okay, that is a part of the in this part that we are going to learn. The Indian constitution recognizes every person as equal. This means that every individual in the country, including the male and female person from the all castes, religions, tribes, educational and the economic backgrounds, are recognized as equal. Okay, as per the Indian constitution, every person is equal, whether you are from the high caste or low caste, you are from the uh, Hindu or from the Judaism or maybe from the Buddhism. Okay, or you are from the Adivasi, that is a tribe, ST, or maybe you are SC, that is a Dalit. Okay, whether you are educated or whether you are rich or poor, everyone should be recognized as equal. Okay, so this recognition of equality includes some of the following provision in the constitution. Okay, so there are some provision in our constitution that everyone should be obey. It's just like a law, everyone should be obey that rule and regulation. Okay, that law or that rule and regulation, so it is a provision that everyone should be obey, whether rich or poor, whether from Hindu or from Muslim, everyone should be obeyed this provision. So first provision is first that every person is equal before the law. So everyone is equal before the law. What is the meaning of this one? What this means is that every person from the president of the country to Khan, a domestic worker, has to obey the same law. Okay, even the president of India, the prime minister of India, or the minister or MLA, okay, or maybe a domestic worker, truck driver, or maybe a teacher, or maybe a student, everyone should obey the same law. We need to obey the law. The second provision, no person can be discriminated. Okay, no person can be discriminated against on the basis of their religion, race, caste, place of birth, or whether they are female or male. Okay, no one should be discriminated. Okay, on the basis of their religion. Say suppose you are a Hindu or you are a Muslim, no one should be discriminated. Or no one should be discriminated on the basis of the caste also, that you belong to the low caste or high caste. Okay, so everyone should be treated equally. Third provision, we have finished the first one, second one. Now let's come to the third provision. Third, every person has access to all public places, including the playground, hotel, shop, and market. That means every person should be allowed to go to these places, like shop, market, hotel, playground, okay, or maybe in the school, or maybe at a cinema hall. So no one should be disallowed from entry on the basis of their religion, race, caste, or the place of the birth. So the meaning of this third one, okay, that all person can use a publicly available well, road, and a bathing ghat. Now the fourth provision, untouchability has been abolished. That means untouchability should not be practiced. That it means that suppose if there is a one low caste, okay, boy in your class, and we should not treat that student that you should not sit here, you should be sit outside the classroom. It should be what? Stop. Okay, he can join everyone inside the classroom. We should not exclude that student. Okay, we should be included that student, and we should sit together, learn together, enjoy together. Okay. Then implement of the equality. Now we have the provision, we have the law. Then how we are going to implement that provision? Okay, how the government implement it? Let's see. There are two ways of implementing. The two ways in which the government has tried to implement the equality that is guaranteed in the constitution is first through law. They're going to make the law. Okay. And don't forget the first provision that everyone is equal before the law, that we have to obey the same law. Okay, so the constitution is going to make the law and we are not allowed to break that law. We have to obey it. Second, through the government program or scheme. Okay, the second way of implementing is through the government programs or schemes to help disadvantaged communities. Okay, there are several laws in India that protect every person's right to be treated equally. There are a lot of laws, like that right to education. Okay, it is also one kind of the law that bring the equality that every student should get an education. Okay, then the third one, in addition to laws, the government has also set up the several schemes to improve the lives of community and individual who had been treated unequally for several centuries. So there are a lot of these schemes in the next part of this chapter. Okay, in the next video there will be one scheme that we're going to learn in detail, that is the midday scheme. Okay, so there are a lot of these schemes that is started by the government of India for the implementing of the this equality. So here we finish the part 1, and there is some question. There are two question homework. Okay, two questions. First one, in a democracy, why is universal other franchise important? So you have to read about that part of the universal other franchise. That is a political equality. Okay, so you just read that part and easily you can give the answer. And the second question, what do you understand by term all persons are equal before the law? Why do you think it is important in a democracy? So you have to be read that part of the provision. Okay, there are 4 provision. So first provision, that is everyone is equal before the law. You have to read that part, and the meaning is also given in the video. You can write that meaning, and you have to write your own idea also why it is important in a democracy. So thank you everyone.